Hello dear CMA aspirants from South India. As you all already know, Akash Agarwal Classes has launched for you all 100% English lectures in English for CMA Foundation students giving their examination in December 2025 and onwards. So here I am going to tell you how do you enroll in the batch. You just have to join our WhatsApp community which is given in the link. Fill up the Google form again given in the link and to download our mobile application Akash Agarwal Classes to access the notes. You all know the lectures which we are going to conduct will be 100% covered. There would be no subject which we are not taking care of. So we are going to take care of each and every subject, each and every concept. We are going to take MCQs for you. We are going to provide test papers. We are going to take live mentee sessions as well. Lectures which we are going to take for you all are 100% recorded lectures and not dubbed lectures. And you all know we have exclusive team ready for you all to teach you for your CMA Foundation December 2025 attempt for subject wise as well. And we are uploading the lectures on a weekly basis. All the important links which will be useful to you all are uploaded in the description box. Since we have many students who have cleared CMA examination at all the levels from Akash Agarwal Classes, and to reciprocate the love which we have received from South Indian students, we are here for you all taking lectures 100% in English, so that we can clear your CMA Foundation December 25 attempt together. So keep studying, do watch all the lectures till the end, and do show some love by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and putting up a word in the comment box. Keep studying. Bye-bye.
Hello my dear CMA Foundation students. Welcome back to another video. In today's lecture, we are going to start a new chapter. And this chapter is going to be your index number. Yeah. So index number and time series. This chapter is approximately, you can assume it to be for around 6 to 8 marks. Yeah. So that's what makes you this chapter. From this chapter, you are going to get 3 to 4 questions. 3 to 4 questions. That means 6 to 8 marks. This chapter is going to be for 6 to 8 marks in your stats part. So the chapter index number is going to be very easy chapter, because the chapter is all about formulas. If you understand the formulas, if you have basic idea, there's nothing complicated, and the formulas are also going to be very easy. We are going to make a chart, as you know. We are going to make a chart, we'll note down all the formulas, and then we are going to solve this chapter. The chapter is going to be very easy. Only the thing that you have to keep in mind while studying this chapter is you have to learn the formulas. If you learn the formulas, you understand the formulas, you understand the comparison, it is going to be very easy. And now what are we going to study in index number? What is this index number, sir? First tell us what is index number. The index number is nothing, but it is going to be a comparison. It is going to be a comparison of prices, of quantities, the price for a commodity, comparison of price, current price with some base price. Like I would give you an example for this case. Like if you talk to your parents, someday if you are talking to your parents and you ask your parents for some money, you ask them for some kind of money or some amount of money, and you tell them that we are planning, or we are going out with our friends to hang out, to have some dinner, to watch movie or something like that. You ask an amount. For example, if you ask them to give 500 rupees, right? Nothing happens in 500. The burger costs you 500, or a movie ticket is sometimes 500. So in 500, we are not going to get a lot of things. We are going to get a very limited things. But just assume that you are asking your parents to give you 500. And then the next question that arises from your parents is, what are you going to do of this 500? Why do you want 500? Or why do you want 1000 rupees? So your answer is that I am going to hang out with my friends. We are planning to watch a movie. We are planning to go out and have some food. So you ask your parents how much? 500. When you tell your parents that we are going to have dinner, we are going to have some snacks, I'm going to McD, I'm going to have some burger. At that time, sometimes, at least once in your life, your parent might have told you one thing, that the things have become too much expensive. When they were teenagers, when they used to go with their friends, the things were very not so expensive. They were very cheap. In 500, they used to eat, the whole group used to eat, something like that, right? 100, 500%, your parents would have say, you might have heard this thing from your parents, right? That's not wrong what they are saying, because the value of money some years ago, when they were teenagers, the value of money was high. Eventually, due to many reasons, one of the biggest reason is inflation, the purchasing power of the money goes on decreasing. So now in this chapter, we are going to see comparison. Comparison of what? Comparison of prices in the base year and in the current year. So we are going to see comparison of base price and current price. So we are going to see two things. One is going to be comparison of price and other is going to be comparison of quantity. The best part over here in this chapter is, if you learn the formulas for price, automatically the formulas of quantity are going to be learned, because the formula for price and quantity is same. Only the position changes. How? I'll be explaining it. But you have to understand that the formula for prices and quantity is going to be same. If you learn formula for prices, automatically your answers for quantity or your formulas for quantity are going to be learned simultaneously. Okay. Now, before starting all, let's start index number, and before jumping to the formulas, we have to first understand some kind of notations. Now, you will be writing with me. Let's write notation used in index number. Like we are going to use P, we are going to use 0, we are going to use Q0, Q1, Qn, Q0, P0. So what is this notations? So everybody is going to write with me. Notations used in index number. Notations used in index number. First notation is going to be 0. And you have to understand, this 0 is always going to represent you base year. The base year, the one which we are comparing with. The old year, the base year. Okay, so 0 is going to be always base year. The second notation is going to be 1 or n. And over here, your 1 or n is going to represent current year. So the year which we are comparing with. So the year, the base is going to be denoted by 0. And your current is going to be denoted by 1 or n. Now the third one is P0. And the P0 is going to be, 0 means what? Base. P means what? Price. So the notation becomes price of base year. The notation becomes price of base year. Notation becomes what? Price of base year. Then P1, just like P0, we are going to have P1 or Pn. P1 or Pn. And it is going to be price of current year. Hopefully everybody is writing with me. Price of current year. Just like P0, P1 and Pn, we are going to have Q0. And now Q is going to stand for quantity. 0, and now we are much aware that 0 is for base year and 1 is for current year. So quantity of base year, quantity of base year 6 is going to be Q1 or Qn. Quantity of current year, very simple, there's nothing complicated over here, the concept is very simple. So you have completed Q0, Q1. The next is going to be, seventh is going to be P01 or I01. You see, you have to understand, P1 is something different, P0 is different. P0 is base year, P1 is current year. P01 or 1 I01 is going to be price index. The main thing which we are learning, or the main thing which we have to calculate in this chapter, is going to be your price index number. So the price index number for current year, that means the comparison which we are doing with the base and the current year. The price index, I want what? Price index number over here. So the price index is going to be what? Price index is going to be P01. Price index number, that is 1 means current with respect to base year, that is 0. That is 0. So just like P0, P1, there is going to be Q01. And this Q01 is going to be quantity index. This is going to be quantity index, just like your price index. So these were all the notations that we have to keep in the mind. 0 is going to represent base year, 1 or n is going to be represent current year, P0 is going to give you price of base year, P1 or Pn is going to give you price of current year, Q0 is going to give you quantity of base year, Q01 is going to give you quantity of current year, P01 or Q01 is going to give price index or quantity index. It is going to give you what? Price index or quantity index. So hopefully the concept over here is clear to you all. Okay, now after the notations, we'll come to our first formula. And the first formula is going to be for your unweighted simple aggregative method. Before starting or giving you formulas, but let me make you one thing clear. The index number has many formulas. So the most important part over here is to understand that the formulas that we are going to solve or we are going to see are very complicated. So you have to write it down. It is not going to happen if you just read the formula once and you think that the chapter is done. No, you are in the wrong assumption. You have to write down the formulas. There are many formulas. So I'll be making a chart for you. I'll be giving all the formulas, but everybody has to focus when I'm talking or when I'm teaching about the formulas and when you're learning the formulas. You have to give an extra effort in index number to understand where and when the formula is going to use. Okay. So the first formula is simple aggregative method. Simple aggregate method. Okay. And a simple aggregate method is for your it is what? Unweighted. It is what? Unweighted. So your formula over here is simple aggregative method. What is P01? P01 is price index number. So for formula for price index number is summation of P1 upon summation of P0. Now what is summation of P1? Summation of P1 is going to be price of current year. So if there are total three products, first price is 50, the second price is 70, and the third price is, let's assume, to be 50. So what I'm going to do, this is P1. I'm going to add all those. Summation of P1 is going to be 50 plus 50, 100 plus 70, 170. Similarly, the prices of P0 is going to be given, and then I'm going to add those values. So this is going to be your P1 and P0. This is going to be what? Your P1 and P0. So summation of P1 upon summation of P0 into 100 is going to be your first formula over here. It is going to be your first formula over here. P01, that is price index number of what? Simple aggregate method. Simple aggregate method. So over here, you know everything. What is summation? The total of price of current year. Okay. Now I will give you one more formula. The formula is going to be again simple average of price relative. Okay, this is very important. You have to, especially this formula. This is the most important formula. Simple average of price relative. Because this formula is going to be used in many formulas. So this is the first step. Simple average of price relative. So the price relative, not price index. Price index is something else. This is only for price relative. So your price relative is P1 upon P0 into 100. What do you mean by aggregative, bacha? What do you mean by aggregative? Aggregative, when I'm talking about aggregative is adding everybody, right? So if you see in simple aggregative method, I've added all the P1. That means I've taken aggregate of P1, aggregate of P0, and then divided it and then multiplied it by 100. So in aggregate, we have to add everybody and then calculate. But over here, this is simple average. So we are just taking P1 upon P0. That means I am going to find price relative for every product. So over here, this is going to be P1, this is going to be P0. This is, for example, this is 50, 60, 70. This is 30, 40, and 50. What did I do in your simple aggregative method? I just calculated this. This is going to be 50 plus 60, 110, 180. This is going to be 50 plus 40, 90 plus 30 is going to give 120. So what becomes my formula? Summation of P1 upon P0 into 100. Summation of P1 is 180 upon 120 into 100. This is going to be 180 divided by 120 into 100 gives you 150. So your P01 over here becomes 150. For what? For your simple aggregative method. But over here in my price relative index, I'm not going to take what? I'm not going to take the aggregative. I am just going to solve price relative over here is going to be P1 upon P0 into 100. So here it is going to be 50 divided by 30 into 100, which gives me 50 divided by 30 into 100 gives me 166.666. Similarly, 60 divided by 40 into 100, 60 divided by 40 into 100 gives you 150. So over here I am finding price relative of each product and not aggregate. So hopefully everybody is getting what I am trying to explain you, what I am trying to make it easy for you. This is 70 divided by 40 into 100, which becomes 140. Now what did I do? I just calculated price relative for particular product and not aggregate. So over here, this is aggregative method. That means I have to add everything. This is only price relative. I'm going to go what? By one by one product, then second product, and then calculation of third product, and not aggregate. So you have to understand, keep this thing in mind. Okay, so this is a very important formula that you have to understand, and hopefully the basic concept of price simple aggregate, the simple and the aggregative method is clear to you. So this is going to be what? This is going to be your second formula over here. For what? Price relative. For what? Price relative. And now comes your arithmetic mean method. What comes? Arithmetic mean method. Another method. That's the reason I have told you that this chapter has many formulas and everybody's name is different, right? Which is going to make you like it is going to create confusion. That's the reason I said I will try to make it easy. Like as I told, aggregate. That means addition of some everything. Now in arithmetic mean, let's see what we are going to see. Arithmetic mean method. Now everybody is aware about mean. What is mean? Addition of everything and dividing by the number. So over here my formula for arithmetic mean method of what? Price index. So now see, we saw one formula for a price index which was aggregate method. Now we are seeing another formula which is arithmetic mean method. So P01 is summation of P1 upon P0 into 100 upon n. That means the same thing that I was doing over here. There was P1 given, P0 given, 50, 60, 30, 40. Now I have to find what? P01 by what? Arithmetic mean method. So first I am going to find price relative. How do we find price relative? P1 upon P0 into 100. That means 50 divided by 30 into 100. So 50 divided by 30 into 100 gives you 166.66. 60 divided by 40 into 100 gives you 150. 60 divided by 40 into 100 gives you 150. So now what did I do over here? I just calculated price relative. You see in the formula there is what? Summation of price relative. So now I will have to add the price relatives. Summation of P1 upon P0 is going to be 166.66666. This is going to be 316.666. And now my price relative is going to be P01 is equals to 316.6666 divided by how many numbers? There are two observations. So divided by 2. Divided by 2 gives you 158.333. So in arithmetic mean, you have to understand, bacha log, in arithmetic mean, I am going to calculate it by a particular product. First I am going to calculate price relative for each product, price relative of second product, and then I am going to add those and then take average. That's the reason it is said to be arithmetic mean method. Mean means average. And that's first one was simple aggregative method. And simple aggregative is what? Addition. Simple aggregative is going to be what? Addition of all. So over here the formula becomes what? The formula is summation of price relative upon n. Summation of price relative upon n. And now we know what is the price relative. Price relative is summation of P1 upon P0 into 100. So we have seen three formulas till now. Aggregative method is going to be summation of P1, adding all P1, adding all P0, then dividing and then taking 100, multiplied by 100. Over here arithmetic mean method we need price relative. That's the reason I had taught you price relative before arithmetic mean. So price relative is P1 upon P0 into 100. And the arithmetic means become what then? Summation of P1 upon P0 into 100 upon n. So this is your arithmetic mean method. This is what your bacha log arithmetic mean method. Okay. So now I think before jumping to other formulas, I will make a table for you all. Apart from this, there is going to be, no, let's see more formulas first. After arithmetic mean method, now we are going to see one method which you might have already studied in your economics. Last Pierre's method. It is going to be last Pierre's method. What is the formula for last Pierre's method? Last Pierre's method is always going to talk about, it is always going to talk about base period quantity. Last Pierre is always going to talk about base period quantity. You have to keep this thing in mind. It is going to make easy for you to learn. Okay, base period quantity. So last Pierre's formula becomes last Pierre's price relative formula becomes summation of P1 Q0 upon P0 Q0 into 100. Okay, just first let me write down the formulas for the next one, that is going to be Pasch's method, and then again explain you or compare both the formulas so that it becomes easy for you. Pasch's method. Okay, there are two people, there are more, there is also Dorvish-Bowley's, and there is also going to be one more, Fisher's ideal index, that we are going to study in the further lectures. So this is going to talk about the current period. Okay, so you have to understand, Pasche is that one guy from your group who is stuck with his ex. That your friend's ex has already moved on. After leaving your friend, his ex has already made more 2-3 boyfriends or girlfriends. Why? According to your gender. But the one guy in your group is stuck with his ex. His last Pierre's. Last Pierre's is stuck with the base with his ex. The base quantity, if you see the formula, we know P1 upon P0, right? But we multiply P1 with Q0 and P0 also with Q0, that means quantity of base. So over here, our last Pierre is stuck with his ex with the base. And over here we can see the Pasch's method, P1 Q1 upon P0 Q1 into 100 is going to be your formula. So over here, your Pasche is that guy, or the person who just carry, who it is for him it is very easy to move on. He is a guy which is very friendly, very jolly. He makes on new friends. We can see him every day with new friend, with the current one. So last Pierre's is always, when we talk about last Pierre's, we are talking about the base period quantity, that is Q0 Q0, and we are talking about Pasch's, we are talking about the current period quantity Q1 and Q1. So hopefully the last Pierre's method and the Pasch's method, the formula is clear and it is going to be easy. The last Pierre's is the one guy, you can imagine that one guy from your group and keep his name last Pierre's. So it makes it easy for you to remember in your exams. So last Pierre's is what, bacha log? Last Pierre's is price index quantity. Pasch's is going to be your current quantity. Pasch's is going to be your current quantity. So hopefully the concept over here is clear to you all. Then the 12th is going to be Dorvish-Bowley's. Dorvish and Bowley's method. Dorvish and Bowley's method. Dorvish and Bowley's method is collective last years and past years. That means last years plus past years divided by 2. So this is going to be what? Average of last years and past years. This is going to be what? Average of last years and past years. Darvish Bowlish is going to be average of last years and past years. It is going to be average of last years and past years. Darvish Bowlish. Then the 13th one is going to be value index number. Value index number. So just like your price index, quantity index, there is value index. And value index is again, and it consists both price index as well as quantity index. The formula for value index is summation of P1 Q1 upon summation of P0 Q0 into 100. Value index is what? Summation of P1 Q1 upon summation of P0 Q0 into 100. Summation of P1 Q1 upon P0 Q0 into 100 is what? Is the formula for value index number. So we have seen many formulas over here. We have seen simple aggregative method. Then we saw arithmetic mean method. Then we saw last year's formula. Then we saw past year's formula. Darvish-Bowli's formula. And then we saw value indexes formula. So as I said, the chapter is full of formulas and full of concepts. But don't make it complicated. Now because we are going to create a table over here. And the table is going to help you a lot. So the graph or the table heading is going to be what? Relation price index. Price index. Okay. So the price index has a table over here. The first one in the table is aggregative method. And average of relative method. Average of relative. Okay. So the first is aggregative method and the second is average of relative method. We have already seen the formulas. Now just we are bifurcating it so it becomes easy for us to learn. So in the aggregative method, we are going to see simple aggregative. We are going to see simple aggregative and then we are going to see weighted aggregative. Okay. What was the formula for simple aggregative, if you remember? Try to learn and understand now itself when I'm explaining. What is the aggregative? Aggregative is addition of something. So there is P1, there is P0. I guess the formula was addition of all the P1s, addition of all the P0s. That is summation of P1 and summation of P0 into 100. So it was summation of P1 upon summation of P0 into 100. The simple method was what? The simple method was summation of P1 upon summation of P0 into 100. This was your simple aggregative method. If you see, simple aggregative method of price index. And now we are going to see weighted aggregative method of price index, and the formula is going to be summation of P1W upon summation of P0W into 100. The formula is not changed at all, bacha log. If you know what is weights, there is going to be what? There is going to be P1, 5, 10, 15, and there are going to be respective weights. Respective weight is, for example, 1, 2, 3. What do we do with weights? We just multiply the price index. So now it is going to be P1W. 5 ones are 5, 10 twos are 20, 15 threes are 45, and then we'll find summation of P1W. So there's only going to be introduced, the weights are only going to be introduced, and then we are going to multiply the weights with the prices. As simple as that. So simple and weighted, simple and weighted. Now your Laspier's, Paches, Dervish Bowleys and Fishers also come under price index of aggregative and weighted. So over here under your Laspier's, your Paches, your Bowleys, the one with Dervish Bowleys, and your Fishers comes under the aggregative weighted method. Okay. Now let's come to your average of relative. In average of relative, now we are going to see simple average relative price index. In your simple average price relative, there is going to be arithmetic. There is going to be what? Arithmetic. Summation of P1 upon P0 into 100 upon N. Summation of P1 upon P0 into 100 upon N. Then the next is going to be under your simple method, geometric. Now, under the geometric method formula, I will give you in the further when we proceed. Then I'll give you the geometric methods formula. The geometric methods formula is only for those students who can understand, because there we are going to see log and anti-log and everything. The step and the questions for simple average of geometric method is the questions are quite a bit difficult than other questions, so it becomes difficult for many students. And then after simple, we are going to see weighted. We are going to see weighted, and the weighted formula is summation of PW upon W. Summation of PW upon W. So don't worry, I will be explaining every type with examples, so there is no need to worry at all. But for now, you have to understand this table. Price index number. Two types of price index number, aggregative and average of relative. In aggregative, we add all the summations of P1 and summations of P0 and then multiply by 100. This gives you simple aggregative method. This gives you what? Simple aggregative method. And then we come to, just give me a minute, summation of P1. And then we come to aggregative method of weights. Now we have to just multiply it by weights. We have to just multiply it by weights. Further we saw average of relative. In average of relative, there is simple and there is weighted. In simple, there is arithmetic mean. That means we first find what? We first find price relative. Price relative is P1 upon P0 into 100. And then take what? And then take their average. Then there is geometric method. And there is weighted method. In weighted method, we just see summation of PW upon W. So if you learn this whole table over here, the things are going to be very easy for you. So just like the price index number, just like the price index number, quantity index number is also going to be same. Just like your price index number, the quantity index number is also going to be same. Only the things I am going to change is, this is going to become quantity index. This becomes Q1, Q0, Q1, Q0. This becomes Q1, Q0 and QW. So everywhere only P is going to be changed with Q. That means the quantity, the numbers we were selecting, the observations we were taking before were for prices. Now we'll be calculating for quantity. So the observations now will be taken from quantities. So everything is going to be same. So that's why when the lecture started, I told you that it is going to be very easy for you lot. Because the formula is going to be totally what? The formula is going to be totally same. Nothing is going to be changed. If you learn the price relatives formula, the quantity relatives are already going to be done. You have to only replace P with Q in case of quantity index number. So hopefully the formulas over here are clear. And these are only the major formulas, the major things that we have to understand. So it has been, I guess, almost 40-41 minutes of our lecture, and we have only studied what? The formulas. So you can pause the lecture over here and note this thing down. Now let's see if we get some formulas, if we get some questions, and let's try to solve some questions over here. Let's come to a textbook. These are all theory point. That's not our okay. Now let's see over here. There's one example over here. Let's solve some examples and let's make some clear, easy for us. Calculate index number. We have to calculate what? Index number by simple aggregative method. By what? Simple aggregative method. आता तू माझं लॉग इन करून देणार, परत दुसरीकडे कुठेतरी असणार 7268 परत लेक्चरला प्रॉब्लेम होणार सगळे. मॅडम पण घेतात कधी कधी. ठीक आहे, नंतर चेक करायचे ते. ठीक आहे, 76 हा आता तर करून, आता तर राहू दे, मग बघू. Okay, so index number for simple aggregative. Let's come to our formula, simple aggregative. They're talking about simple aggregative. That means we want summation of P1 upon summation of P0. Okay, now let's see. Commodity, pencil, pen, scale and eraser is given. We have what? P0, we have what? P1. The oldest, the previous, what is the oldest over here? 2017. What is the current over here? 2018. So 2017 is going to be P0. 2018 is going to be P1. So now your P0, P1. P0 is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now what is your summation of, what is the formula for price index? Formula or the formula for price index is P01 is summation of P1 upon summation of P0 into 100. So summation of P0 is what, bacha log? Let's calculate. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 gives you 10. So summation of P0 is 10. Summation of P1 is 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 gives you 14. So the formula is now 14 upon 10 into 100. 14 upon 10 into 100 gives you 140. So my price index becomes what? Price index becomes 140. Price index becomes what? Price index becomes 140. Price index becomes what? 140. So this is very easy. Just summation of P0, adding them, summation of P1 by adding all P1s, and then the formula summation of P1 upon summation of P0 into 100 gives you price index. Very, very, very simple. So this is what? Price index number 140. Let's see one more question. Calculate the index number by simple aggregative method when two or more from the following data, taking 2014 to 16 as a base year. Okay, so now you have to understand. Now they have given me 2014's price 20, 15's price 25, 16's price 30, 17's price 45, and 18's price 63. So these are all the years, and there is only one commodity. There is only what? There is only one commodity, price of tomatoes. Okay, and now they are talking that we have to take base year. We have to take what, bacha log? We have to take base year as 14 to 16. So we will be taking average 14 to 16. So 20 plus 25 plus 30 divided by 3. 20 plus 25 plus 30 divided by 3 gives you 25. So 25 is your average, and this is going to be your base year. This is going to be what? Your base year. Now we have to find the index number. You have to find what, bacha log? The index number. Now if you see, for calculating simple aggregative method over here, if you come to our chart, simple aggregative method, we need summation of P1s, summation of P0s, and we need multiple quantities like over here. Pencil, pen, scale, eraser, then we added summation of P0 and P1. But in this case, if you see, there is only one commodity and there are different prices over here. So now I'll have to solve this in other way. This is going to be years. This is going to be P1, and we have found P0 to be 25. And now I'll have to I'll have to solve this by what? Different ways. That means I'm going to solve it. There is going to be different. There's no one answer over here. We are going to see. I'll tell you. For 2014, P1 is 20. For 2015, 25. For 2016, it is 30. For 2017, it is 45. For 2018, it is 63. And this is all P1. And P0 is 25. Now we have to find index number for 2014. So there is no summations to be added because there is only one quantity, and therefore it is going to be P1 upon P0. P1 is 20 upon 25 into 100. 20 upon 25 into 100. Similarly, 25 upon 25 into 100. 30 upon 25 into 100. 45 upon 25 into 100, 63 upon 25 into 100. And now when we solve this, my price relative is going to be 20 divided by 25 into 100 gives you 80. 25 divided by 25 into 100 gives you 100. 30 divided by 25 into 100 gives you 120. 45 divided by 25 into 100 gives you 180. 63 divided by 25 into 100 gives you 252. So these are all your price indexes. These are all your price indexes by simple aggregative method. There is only one product, therefore there is no summation. There is only P1, P0, P1, P0, P1, P0. So 80, 100, 120, 180, 252 are your price indexes. So hopefully the two examples that we have covered over here is clear to all. Now let's see more examples. If you remember, next part, simple aggregative method. I've left a part in your table and I told you that we are going to see that there in the geometric mean method there is one formula. So this is the formula for geometric mean method. You can note it down in the table over here. The part we left over here. The formula is going to be for very limited students, all those students who want to solve this kind of questions, because over here we need what? We need log and anti-log, and this is going to consume a lot of time. So log, it is going to be summation of log. So price relative. First we'll find what? Price relative. P1 upon P0 into 100 of all the items, all the observations, all the products given. Summation of P1 upon P0 into 100. Then summation of log upon N. So this is going to be summation of log P. That means price index upon N, where P1 is this is your what? This is your price relative formula. And then after finding this, we'll have to find anti-log as well. So the anti-log, after finding this, we have to find its anti-log. So it is going to be, see, if you see this is same thing, the anti-log of your above formula. So above formula is going to be what? Price relative of everything. Then we'll add it, summation into log upon N. Then we'll multiply it by anti-log. Anti-log's value is 88.699 upon 4. So after this, after finding out the value, you can just multiply it by what? 8.699 upon 4. This is going to be your price relative, simple price relative for geometric mean method. Now let's see some formulas. Now, sorry for not the formulas. Let's see some examples of simple average of price relative method. So there is principal, there is pencil, pen, scale and eraser, and there is commodity. So let's solve. I'll solve one question for you. There is pencil, pen, scale, eraser. Okay, these are the commodities. 2017 is the base year and base year price, and 2018 is the current year price. So this is 1, 2, 3 and 4 base year prices. Current year prices are 5, 4, 3 and 2. So now if you remember, this is what? Simple average method. So if you remember the formula for simple average method, it was summation of P1 upon P0, that means price relative upon N. So first I'll have to find price relative of each commodity. P1 upon P0 into 100. That means 1 upon 5, 5 upon 1 into 100. Then 4 upon 2 into 100, 3 upon 3 into 100, 2 upon 4 into 100. So this gives you 5 upon 1, 5 into 100 gives you 500. 4 divided by 2 gives you 2, 2 into 100 gives you 200. 3 upon 3 is 1, 1 into 100 gives you 100. 2 divided by 4 is 0.5, 0.5 into 100 gives you 50. So now we have to add them. So 500 plus 200 plus 100 plus 50 gives you 850. So now this is going to be 850 upon total 4 commodities. So your price relative becomes 212.5. Price relative becomes 212.5. Very, very, very simple. So hopefully by the examples, the things are getting much clearer to you all. Just you have to understand which formula they are talking about. If they are talking about aggregative, we have to add all the prices P1s and P0s, and then take the summation and then divide by then divide it P1 upon P0 and then multiply by 100. When we are talking about simple aggregative, we'll have to first find what price relative of all your commodities first and then add them. Then they take the summations. So now let's solve some weighted. Weighted, we all know that in case of weighted, we are just going to add one more column over here for weights. So 1, 2, 3, 4, if they are weights, then we'll multiply by them. We'll multiply it by all the weights then. So over here we see formula for last peers. I have told you last peers is the guy in your group which is stuck to his x. Stuck with his x means stuck with the base price, base quantities. The formula becomes what? Summation of P1 Q0 upon summation of P0 Q0. And the past years is the one guy who has new friends every time. So P1 Q1 upon P0 Q1. That means there is every time there is, when we are talking, it is going to be current one. And in the case of last period, it is going to be base quantities. Now let's see more questions over here. Now let's solve some questions for last periods and past years. So there's commodity given again. There's price given, quantity given, price given, and quantity given. Let's solve this question. Okay. So this commodity. Commodities are what? Commodities are eraser, scale, pencil, and pen. So what are the 2017 is going to be what? Base price P0, Q0, P1, Q1, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 6, 7, 8 and 9. 5, 4, 3 and 2. 8, 7, 6 and 5. So if you remember the formula for last year's summation of P1 Q0 summation of P0 Q0 into 100. Now that means I need P1 Q0. I need P0 Q0. That means multiplication of P1 with Q0. Right? So this is going to be what? 6 5s are 30, 7 4s are 28, 8 3s are 24, 9 2s are 18. So summation of P1 Q0 becomes 30, 28, 24 and 18. Now the next one is P0 Q0. So 1 6 are 6, 7 2s are 14, then 24, then 9 4s are 36. So now we need summation of P1 Q1 Q0. So summation of P1 Q0 becomes 30 plus 28 plus 24 plus 18 gives you 100. And then 6 plus 14 plus 24 plus 36 give you 80. So now this is going to be 100 upon 80 into 100. So 100 upon 80 into 100 gives you 125. So the last pairs is what? Last pairs is 125. Last pairs is what? 125. Now let's go to past years. What is past years formula? Past years formula is the jolly one, the jolly guy, the guy with new friends every time. The P summation of P1 upon Q1. P0 Q1 into 100. Now we need two more columns over here. The columns are going to be P1 Q1, P0 Q1. So P1 Q1 multiplication of 5 and 8, 40, 28, 3 6 are 18, 5 2s are 10, and then P0 Q1, 8 1s are 8, 7 2s are 14, 6 3s are 18, 4 5s are 20. Let's add them now. 40 plus 28 plus 18 plus 10, 96. 8 plus 14 plus 18 plus 20, 8 plus 14 plus 18 plus 20, 60. So the Paaschius formula is summation of P1 Q1, 96 upon 60 into 100, 160. So this is 125, this is 160. Your last pairs is 125 and your past years is 160. Hopefully the concept over here is clear to everybody. It is very easy, bacha log. Just you have to understand. If you learn the formula, tell me. If the formulas are learned or the formulas are clear, is it going to be difficult for you? No. I am pretty sure that it is not at all going to be difficult for you if you learn the formulas. If you learn the formulas. So hopefully the last page and past year one is also clear over you. What we can do is let's solve the Dorbish Bowley. They are not asking, but let's solve for our practice. They have only asked our last years and past years. Let's solve Dorbish Bowley's as well. So if you remember, Dorbish Bowley was last years plus past years divided by 2. So it is going to be 125 plus 160 divided by 2. 125 plus 160 divided by 2 gives you 142.5. Gives you what? 142.5. So again, this is what your Dorbish Bowley. This is what your Dorbish Bowley. Now, let me introduce one more formula for you all, and that is going to be Fisher's formula. Fisher is said to be an ideal index. Fisher is said to be what? Fisher is said to be an ideal index. Now, what is this ideal index? Now, what is this ideal index? In Fisher's ideal index, we have to take geometric mean of last year and past year. What do you mean by geometric mean? If you remember, in geometric mean, we used to multiply and then take the root. So multiplying last years and past years and then taking the root is 160 into 125 and then taking their square root, right? 125. 125 into 160 and then root. Fisher's index is going to be 141.42. 141.42. This is going to be our Fisher's ideal index. So we just solved last year's, past year's, Dorbish Bowley and Fisher's over here. So hopefully the examples over here are clear to all. So please note it down if you have not yet done that. Okay, let's go ahead now. So these were your Fisher's index formulas, Dorbish-Bowley's and Fisher's index. Root of last pairs into partials. Compute Bowley's Fisher's price index number. We have already solved this. 5432. Yeah, 8765. We have already solved Dorbish-Bowley's and let's see what were our answer. Our Dorbish-Bowley was 142.5 and 141. 142, right, and 141. So we have already solved that. This is the same example with all the same quantities. We have solved it in the previous lecture. Okay, so the illustration is done over here. Now there are some theory points which you have to keep in mind because there are higher probable chances that theory from the index number might be also asked. One of the questions, there are high chances that one question from theory based from your index number might be asked. So it might be for the Fisher ideal index. So as I said, I've already previously told you that the Fisher is considered as ideal index number. Fisher's formula is ideal. It considers both current year as well as base price and quantity into account. It satisfies maximum number of tests. So Fisher is also the one who satisfies maximum number of tests. The tests are unit test, time reversal, factor reversal test and non-circular, but does not satisfy circular test. So this is important. Fisher does not satisfy what? Circular test. Then it is based on geometric mean, which is theoretically known as best average or accuracy point on view. It is considered as what? Best average. It is free from any biases. So next, the formula that you have to also keep in mind is Marshall's Edgeworth formula. So there are very low probable chances that any question, any numerical question on Marshall's Edgeworth is asked to you, but yeah, you have to note it down, Marshall Edgeworth, and there is also going to be a Kelly's formula. Kelly's formula is also given summation of P1Q1 upon summation of summation of P1Q upon summation of P0Q. This is Kelly's formula and this is Marshall's Edgeworth formula. So you will be writing the formulas down. Okay, just note the formulas, nothing else. Okay, weighted average method, we have already seen weighted average method, summation of PV upon V, weighted averages, weighted average or relative method, then the geometric method. So let's solve one formula with the weights. Okay, let's solve one question with the weights. There is again 4 commodities given: eraser, scale, pencil and pen. This is what? This is your price of base year. So this is P0, this is quantity, and this is P1, price of current year. So now the following data for base year, year 18 taken from 17 as base by weighted average price by using arithmetic mean. So there is, okay, they're given me weights. Okay, so now let's solve this. This is going to be your P0. P0 they have already given us what? P0 is given 1, 2, 3, 4. Q0 is given and P1 is given. Now what happens is they have not given us weights over here. They have not given it here weights over here. So now I am going to find out weights by calculating V is equals to P0 into Q0. So P0 into Q0 is 6. This is 4. This is 24 and this is going to be 36. So when I have V over here, I will be finding price relative. So price relative is going to be P1 upon P0. So 5 upon 1 into 100 is 500. 4 upon 2, 200, 200 into 2 into 100 is 200. 3 upon 3 is 1 into 100 is 100. 4 divided by 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. 0.5 into 100 is 50. So this is 50, this is 200, 500, 200, 100 and 50. Now we'll be multiplying with it V. So 500 into 6 is 3000. 200 into 14 is 2800. Then 100 into 24 is 2400. 50 into 36 is 1800. Now if we add this becomes 3000 plus 200, 2800, 2400. 1800 is 10,000. So PV becomes what? 10,000. So your formula is summation of PV upon summation of V. If you remember that we have already written this formula in our chart over here. Summation of PV. V and W are going to be same over here. So summation of PW upon W, that is PV upon V. Summation of PV was 10,000 upon, this is 80. So 10,000 divided by 80, it is 125. So this is what? This is your price relative index by simple average method, but simple average weighted method. So this is going to be 125. Hopefully you have clear everything over here. And just like your price index numbers, now we have what? Quantity index. I have already explained. Is the formula going to change? No. Just it is going to be replaced by Q. The P is going to be replaced by Q. Summation of Q1 upon summation of Q0 into 100. Summation of Q1 upon Q0 into 100 is your quantity. This is what? Quantity index. This is what? Quantity index. Okay, just like your price relative. This is quantity relative, if you remember. Last year's was what? Last year's was summation of P1 P0 upon summation of P0 Q0. Now P is going to be replaced by Q. Q is going to be replaced by P. Only this is going to be changed. So this is last year's now. Again, stuck with his X, that is base. What is going to be purchase? Purchase was P1 Q1 upon P0 Q1. Now the P is going to be replaced by Q, Q with P. So this is going to be Q1 P1 upon Q0 P0. Only there is going to be replacement of P1 with Q. There is no change in formulas. There is no change in formulas. Do keep that thing in mind. Again, the Dorbish-Bowley is going to be same. Last space plus partial divided by 2. Fishers is going to be same. Your geometric progression, that is multiplication and then their square root. And your Marshall Edgeworth is again going to be same, just replaced by P with Q. Let's solve last pairs, purchase, Dorbish-Bowley, Fishers and Marshall Edgeworth. One example with quantity. Following, calculate quantity index number. Let's solve one quick example for quantity index. Okay. Eraser, scale, pencil, pen. P0, Q0, P1, Q1. But I'm doing the same mistake every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 5, 4, 3 and 2. 8, 7, 6 and 5. So now we what? First last PS. Last PS is Q1 P0. Q0 P0 into 100. So first we'll find Q1 P0. Then Q0 P0. Then Q1 P1. Then Q1 P0. Over here. Q1 P0 is 8 into 1 is 8. 7 into 2 is 14. 6 3s are 18. 5 4s are 20. Then Q0 P0. 6 1s are 6. 7 2s are 14. 8 into 3 becomes 24. 9 into 4 becomes 36. Let's add them. This is 8 plus 14 plus 18 plus 20 gives you 60. 6 plus 14 plus 24 plus 36 gives you 80. So your last peers is going to be 60 upon 80 into 100. 60 upon 80 into 100 is going to be 75. Your last peers is what? 75. Let's solve Pasche's now. What is the formula for Pache? Formula for Pache is Q1 P1 upon Q0 P0 into 100. Now let's multiply P1 Q1. 8 5s are okay. 8 into 5, 40. 7 into 4, 28. 6 into 3, 18. 5 into 2, 10, and then I'll press GT. It becomes 96. So by calculating everything, you might feel like sir is calculating 8 into 5 also on calculator. Sir does not know the table of 8. That's not the case. When you calculate everything like 8 into 5, 7 into 4, 6 into 3, 5 into 2, and then press GT, there will be summation. That 96 will pop up directly after pressing GT, rather than calculating everything then adding it. You can do that. It will save your time for addition. Next is Q1 P0. 8 into 1 gives you 8. 7 into 2 gives you 14. 6 into 3 gives you 18. 5 into 4 gives you 20. Then GT is 60. So the formula over here is 96 upon 60 into 100. 96 upon 60 into 100 gives you 160. This gives you 160. So past years is 96 upon 100. Just give me a minute. 3 into 1 is 8. 7 into 2 is 14. 6 into 18. 5 into 4 is 20. 20 plus 50 plus 18 plus 14 plus 8 is 60. Right? So 96 divided by 60 into 100. It is 160. There might be some error over here by their side. Yeah, see over here. It should be 96 upon 60. So they have taken 100 over here. So it is wrong calculation. Our answer is 160. So 160 is right. Okay, now let's solve what? Fishers. Let's solve Dorbish-Bowley's first. Dorbish-Bowley's is last pairs plus past year divided by 2. That means average of last pairs and past years. 75 plus 160 divided by 2. 117.5. Then Fishers. Fishers is going to be last pairs into past year's root. This is going to be 75 into 160. 109.54 is going to be your past years. Let's see Dorbish-Bowley's. Okay, they are taking 96. That's the reason their answer is going to be varying. But our answer is 117.5 and 109.54. Our answers are right. Don't worry about things. So we have also seen one question from what? We have also seen one question from your price or quantity index, right? Okay. Now one last formula that you have to keep in mind is value index. Okay, so they have given over here. What is the formula for value index? Summation of P1 Q1 upon P0 Q0 into 100. So over here you can see summation of P1 Q0 is given. We can just solve it. 96 divided by 80 into 100 is going to be value index. As I told you, value index is total of your price index and quantity index. Just like price index and quantity index, there is also value index. 96 divided by 80 into 100 gives you 120. So value index is 120 over here. Option number A. Simple, not that difficult part. So there's 4 types of test you have to keep in mind: unit test, time reversal test, factor reversal test, and circular test. You can get this is totally theory part. You can cover it from your module as well. You can get, or you can get from these notes as well. You can just take the screenshot of the notes. I'll be pausing. As we have seen that in the Fisher's formula, in the Fisher's theory part, I have already told you Fisher's is the ideal index and it satisfies all the tests excluding what? Excluding circular test. Most of the tests are satisfied. So this table is very important. You can just take a SS or take a screenshot or take a picture of this table. All the things are covered in this, all about the test, what is unit test, time reversal test, factor reversal, circular test, who satisfies the test, everything is given. This table is moreover much important. So take a screenshot of this and learn this table. Okay, now there's no part. Now what I'll do is I'll just give you some formulas that you have to keep in mind. Okay, these formulas, there are very least chances, like 0.001% chances for they asking you for link relative or something. But for a safer side, we'll just mark the formulas. Okay, just mark the formulas. This is not they don't ask questions on this link relative and the chain relative, chain index number. Okay, so now let's come to directly your MCQs. Everything that is part of your syllabus is covered over here. Now the only part we have to see is going to be your MCQs. Now the only part that we have to see is going to be your MCQs. Okay, so there are approximately around 27 MCQs over here. So now let's solve the MCQs and then we'll be ending up with the chapter index number. Okay, so yeah, let's get back to your notebooks, bring your notebooks and let's start MCQs. Okay, so first MCQ, the initial first like around 10 MCQs, the first initial 10 MCQs are going to be theory based. The best average for constructing an index number is, we have already seen the best average. We're talking about what? Average, not about the best formula. The best was what? Best index was Fisher's, but if you see, we are talking about best average and it is going to be your geometric mean. In the theory part of the geometric mean, we have seen that it is best for constructing what? Your average index number. Time reversal test is satisfied by whom? Time reversal is satisfied by Fisher. If you see any test, they are asking like which test is satisfied by whom? Except for circular test, if you see Fisher's, it is going to be the answer. Factor reversal test is satisfied by whom? Factor reversal test is satisfied by simple aggregative index number. These answers are like you are going to understand or get these answers when you complete, when you understand this table. See, unit test, all except unweighted. Time reversal, simple geometric, aggregate, weighted geometric, Marshall, Edgeworth, Kelly's. Factor reversal test, Fisher's. Circular, simple geometric and weighted aggregated. So these are, the table is given. If you learn that table, then and then only you will be able to understand these MCQs. Okay. The circular test is satisfied by who? Circular test. If you remember, who? None of these satisfied circular. Fisher's index is based on Fisher index. If you remember Fisher index, it was some multiplication of last year's past year and their root. So the arithmetic, no. The median, no. Then if you see the mode, no. The geometric mean of last year's and past year's is the answer. So the fifth one is D over here. Past year's index, if you remember last year's and the past years, which one of the guy is from your group? The guy is stuck with his ex or with some new friends every time. It is the guy with some new friend, past years. So, current year quantities, option number B. Fisher's index is geometric mean. Fisher's index is what? Geometric mean of last year's and past years. Price relative index, if you remember, price relative summation, no, P1 upon P0 into 100. So let's see the formula. P1 upon P0 into 100, option number C. P1 upon P0 into 100. P1 and Pn is going to be same in this case. Past year's index, if you remember last year's past years is always talking about the quantity, current year quantity. Summation of P1, summation of, if you remember the formula, summation of P1, Q1 upon P0, Q1 into 100, because this is past years, not last year's. So let's find in the formula. P1, Q1, P0, Q1, right? So option number A is right over here. Time reversal test. Who satisfies time reversal test? Marshall Edgeworth satisfies time reversal test. Cost of living CLI is also a formula, not a part of your syllabus. The answer over here is but P1 Q0 upon P0 Q0 into 100. This is cost of living, it is not part of your syllabus. Now let's solve some numerical questions. Let's solve some numerical questions now. Let's solve this fast, as quick as possible. If the ratio between last year's and past year's index is 28:27, then find the missing figures in the table. So they are asking us to find missing figures. This is L and this is P. The ratio is given 28:27. The ratio is given to be 28:27. What I will do is we will solve 12, question number 12 at last. Question number 12 is to be solved at last because this is the most toughest question and there are very less chances of this question going to be asked because this is a very lengthy question. Okay, so we are going to solve this, but in the last. Then let's come to question number 13. If the price of all commodities in a place were increased by 1.25, okay, so the prices are going to be increased by 1.25 times in comparison with the base price. The index number is very simple over here. Let's come. Question number 13. The prices are increased to 1.25, right? The prices are increased 1.25 times. Okay, so let us assume 1.2 times. Okay, so the base, let the base be 1. Let the base be 1. Always you have to remember one thing. In your index number, your base is always going to be 100. If the base is not given, 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 put it in your mind. If the base is not given, your base is going to be 100. Your base is going to be 100. So over here, the price jumped to 1.25 times. That's the reason I've taken it 1. And I told you, let the base be what? 100. When the price was regular, it was 100. It jumped to 1.25 times, then what is the price? We are going to cross multiply it. 100 into 1.25 divided by 1 gives you 125. Now that means the price is how much? The price is 1.25. Option number A, 125. Option number A. But if you see, everybody is going to do this and they are going to mark their answer to be 125. But let me tell you, answer 125 is wrong because you have to read the question very wisely. Price of all commodity in a place were increased 1.2 times in comparison with the base period. The index number of the price of that place is now what? So you have to understand, bacha log, the price is increased by 1.25 times. That means your original price was 1. We have to increase it by 1.25. So if you multiply 1.25, then we have to, it is going to be what? 2.25. It has been increased, right? So 1 plus 1.25, it is going to be 2.25, and now your answer is going to be 225 and not 125. So answer is option number C. 98% of the students are going to mark A and they are going to lose their marks. So please avoid these mistakes. That's the reason I have done this mistake purposely, to so that you can get a more clarity. Now, if the price index at a place in 1994 was 250, in 1994 the index was 250. In 1984 at a base, then the price has increased. Okay, very simple again. Question number 14. There is 1984 and there is 1994. 1984 is base, 1994 is current year. So 1994 the price was 250. In 1984 it was base 100. So 100's price becomes 250. 100's price becomes what, bacha? 250. So what is the increase? So we'll take 100 on the calculator. Let's go to option. Let's do 100 plus 250%. How much does this become? This becomes 350. It should become how much? 250. So option number A is wrong. Let's take 100 again on the calculator and then add 150%. It becomes 250. That's what we wanted. So option number B is right over here. When it increases by 150%, it becomes 250. Then see, then price has increased on average 150%. So option number B is right over here. If the price of all commodity in the place have decreased by 35% over the base period, then the index number of the price of that place is now. Okay. So question number 50. First, the base price is to be assumed what? The base price is to be assumed 100. It decreased by 35%. Okay, let's assume then. When your price was 100. Okay. See, this is base, right? And the price was also 100. If all commodity, the place has decreased by 35%. So we assume base to be 100. And the price is also. So this is base. This is base index. And this is price. Question said that it decreased by 35%. So 100 minus 35% is 65. So we'll cross multiply it. 100 into 65 divided by 100 becomes 65 again. So the price became what? Price became 65. Price became what? Price became 65. Option number C. Link relative, I have already marked the formula. You have to just mark it. The link relatives formula is what? Pn, that is P1 upon P1 plus 1 into 100. Option number C and not option number E. Fisher's ideal index is what? Fisher's ideal index is last pairs into past shares and under root. Option number A. 17 is A. Factor reversal test, it is summation of Pn upon Qn upon summation of P0 Q0. Marshall Edgeworth, if you remember Marshall Edgeworth, I guess Marshall Edgeworth's formula, let me look. Marshall Edgeworth's formula, what? Summation of P1. Okay, Marshall Edgeworth formula. P1 into Q0 plus Q1 upon P0 into Q0 Q1 into 100. Okay, so this is the formula. This is Marshall's Edgeworth quantity formula. This is Marshall Edgeworth quantities formula. See, they have told you after interchanging P and Q. So the original formula is summation of P1 into Q0 plus Q1 upon summation of P0 into Q0 plus Q1. So this is the original formula. Now we are interchanging it. So P will be replaced with Q, Q will be replaced with Q. So this is going to be option number A. Now they have given me what? They have given me summation of P1 Q1. They have given me summation of P0 Q0. What can I find over here? This can be, this is the formula for last year's. This is the formula for last year's. So last year's becomes what? Let us solve. It becomes 249 upon 150 into 100. 249 upon 150 into 100. It becomes 166. So last year's is 166. Your past year's is given 150. Dorbish Bowley's is given 145. Then Fisher's idle index. Okay, they are asking me Fisher's idle index. So what can I, over here I can do is, see, we are using the formula to find last year's. We can use find last year's by this method or also by this. Dorbish Bowley's is equals to last year's plus past year's divided by 2. So Dorbish Bowley's 145. Last year's they have not given me last year's, they have given me past year's 150 into 2. So this will be 145 multiplied by 2 minus 150 is equals to last year's. So let's find 145 into 2 minus 150. It gives you nana. Wait a minute, Dorbish Bowley's. Dorbish Bowley's, they are giving me how much? No. You have to find 166 these like this. This is wrong because the formula is summation of P1 Q1 upon summation of P0 Q0 and not Q0 Q0. Okay, so we cannot find last year like this. Let's not make it complicated. First, let me note down everything what is given. They've given me summation of P1 Q1 249 or 241, 249. They have given me P0 Q0, that is 150. They have given me P0 Q1, no, they're not giving me P0 Q1. We can find P0 Q1. Okay, so now for what they have given me, past year's index. So they have given me past year's index. If you remember past year's index was last year and past year's, right? So P1 Q1 upon P1 Q0. So 150 is equals to 249 upon P1 Q0. So P1 Q0 is going to be 249 divided by 150. 249 divided by 150. 166. This is going to be 166. So I have also found out now P1 Q0 166. Okay, now I have by past years I have found 166. P1 Q0 P0 Q0. Okay, now I can find last year's because I have summation of P1 Q0 summation of P0 Q0. Now it is 166 upon 150 into 100. 166 divided by 150 into 100 gives you 110.66. This gives you 110.66. Now I have last year's also and past years also. Now I have what? Last year's as well as past years. Now they are asking me fishes, right? So I'll just be multiplying it. Last year's and fishes is 145. Just give me a minute. Okay. Last year's is summation of Q1, Q0, summation of P0, Q0. Rather than, okay, I have 166 P0 Q0. Now Dorbish Bowley's is last PS plus Pashes divided by 2, and Dorbish Bowley's value is also given. Dorbish Bowley's is given 145. So what I can do is, I have what? I have Pashes 150. So let Dorbish Bowley be 145. Last PS be last PS. Pashes be its value 150 upon 2. So now 145 into 2 is 290 minus 150 is 140. So earlier last year's becomes 140. Last year's is 140. Past year's is 150. Now I want Fisher's idle. 140 into 150 and then root. So Fisher's is 144.91. Let's see in the option 144.91. Yeah, the closest we have 145.49. Option number D will be option number C will be checking 145, the nearest one, because yeah, so there is a difference of one number. Yeah, there is going to be a difference because we are not considering all the points. When we consider all the points, when we round off, it is going to be 145. So it is going to be 145, option number C. Okay, now let's go to question number 21. The consumer price index number for 1975 is 313 and 1991 is the 94. The average monthly wages, the worker in the factory 160, the real wages are, okay, this question is not for you. No need to solve this kind of question. Okay. Now summation of P0 Q0 is given, P1 Q0 is given, cost of living CLI. If you remember the formula for CLI, summation of P1 Q0 upon summation of P0 Q0. So into 100. Cost of living, formula for cost of living and formula for past years, sorry, last years is the same formula. Formula for cost of living and formula for last year is same formula. So there is not going to be a big hustle to learn. 3500 divided by 3850 into 100 is 90.9. Okay, I have taken opposite 3850 and 3500 in the base. $110. Option number A. From the following table for the method of relative using arithmetic mean. Okay, we have to find arithmetic mean. Very easy here. Base price is given, current year is given. Let's solve. Let's make a table. Commodities are wheat, milk, fish, sugar. What is the prices? Current prices. I want P1. Okay, let's take P0 first. 5, 8, 25, 6. What is the current price? 7, 10, 32, 12. We are going to use simple relative arithmetic mean. So I'll have to find price relative first. P1 upon P0 into 100. So 7 divided by 2 into 100, 350. Then 10 divided by 8 into 100, 125. 32 divided by 25 into 100, 128. 12 divided by 6 into 100, 200. This is 350 plus 125 plus 128 plus 200 gives you 803. So the formula for simple relative was summation of P1 upon P0 into 100 raised to n. So this is 803 divided by 4. This gives you 200.7375. Let's see in the option 275. I don't have in the option. Okay, there might be some kind of 7 divided by 5 into 100. Okay, this is 140. 140 plus 125 plus 128 plus 200. 593. Calculation error done by me. So sorry. 593 divided by 4 gives you 148. 148.25. 48.25, option number B. Over here I'm so sorry for that, I made a calculation error. It happens sometimes. The price index number for 2001 and 2002 to the base 2000 are 320 and 400. The price index for 2001 based on 2002 is, so this is going to be something you have to use your brains over here. It is not difficult, you have to use your brains. There are 2000, there is 2001, there is 2002. Question has said 2001 and 2002 to the base 2000. When the base was 2000, their index was 302 and 400 respectively. Now they are asking the price index for 2001 to the base 2002. So now this is your base and this is your current. We have to find. So let's know. Based on 2002. Okay. So based on 2002, we are going to assume 2002 as a base. 2002 as a base. So this is 100. Now let's cross multiply. 302 into 100 divided by 400. 320 into 100 divided by 400 gives you 80. 80 is your option number B. So you have to read the question wisely. The question is telling, if you understand the question, it is going to be easy. They have told you that 2001s and 2002s price index are 320 and 400 when the base was 2000. Now we have to find price index for 2001 and base is 2002. So the base, we have to consider base as 2002. So base is 2002, we assume it to be 100 and then cross multiply, your answer becomes 80. Okay, the consumer index in 2005 is increased by 80%. base is 195, this is 200 and 2005. It increased by 80%. When it was 100, it became 180, increased, right? And they are telling that a person in 1995 gets 6,000 per month. Okay, he used to get 6,000. Now how much will he get? When it was base we assume it to be 100. He used to earn 60,000. Now the price index, the consumer price have increased by 80%. It became 180. Now when it was 60,000, we'll multiply, 6,000. We multiply 6,000 by 180 and then divide by 100. It becomes 10800 per month. So he'll be earning 10800 per month now. Easy, very easy questions over here. Not at all difficult. Last two questions. In 1980, the net worth of an employee was 300 per month. The consumer price index was 160. In 1980, he used to earn 300 per month. And the consumer price index was 160 in 1980. It rise to 200 in 1994. It has to be rightly compensated. He has to be rightly compensated. The additional data amount to be paid to the employees is very easy. Let me tell you. What is the base year? What is the base year? Base year is given to be 1980. And the current year is 1984. So we'll assume 1980 to be 100. No, they have given the price index was then 160. It became 200. In 1960, he used to earn 300 rupees. Let me check. I guess this is not 300. Let us solve. If you used to earn 300 into 200 divided by 160 becomes 75. No, this is not 300. Make changes over here. It is 800. So 800 into 200 divided by 160. Okay. So he should earn 1,000. Very simple, bacha log, you have to understand. In 1980, the price index was 160. In 1984, the price index became 200. When the price index was 160 in 1980, he used to earn 800 rupees. Now, when the price index rises, the amount should also increase. Now, when the price index rises to 200, he should earn 1,000. He should earn how much? 1,000. After he starts earning 1,000, first he used to earn 800. Now he is earning 1,000. How much extra should he be compensated with? He should be compensated with 200 rupees extra. He should be compensated with what? 200 rupees extra. So your option becomes, you have to add 200. So if you see the option number C, in option number C, you have to add 200. You have to add how much? You have to add 200. Now, that's all over here for your index number. Question number 27 is going to be your homework. 26, the option C is right. 27 is to be your homework. Okay. So that's all we have completed over here in the chapter index number. We have tried to cover all the part of your index number. The last pairs, the past years, the Dorbish-Bowley's, the Fisher's Idle Index, the Marshall Edgeworth and Kelly's. I have told you to learn those. And if you remember, let's revise the table that you have made. There was quantity index and price index. I told you learn price index, quantity index would be automatically covered. So when we learn a price index, we have seen in the price index that there was an aggregative method and there was a simple relative method. In aggregative method, the formula was summation of summation of P1 upon summation of P0 into 100. We used to add all P1, add all the P0s, then divide and then multiply by 100. That was aggregative method. Then the weighted aggregative method was summation of P1 upon W upon summation of P0 into W into 100. That was your formula for your weighted method. Later on, we came to a simple average method. In simple average method, we have seen your arithmetic mean method. Arithmetic mean method was summation of P1 upon P0 into 100. That means summation of price relatives upon N. That was an average method. If you remember the weighted one, it was summation of PW upon W or PV upon V into 100. If you remember the formulas. And the quantity index formulas were same, just replace the P by Q. So here we have covered all your index number chapter. It is an important chapter. Don't miss it. Do revise it by yourself. And if you are new to the channel, as you all know, we have already uploaded your part of statistics, that is statistical description of data. We have already uploaded central tendency dispersion. We have already uploaded probability. Do watch those lectures as well if you are not watched. And yes, we have also created a WhatsApp community. The link of the community is given in the description. Do join that WhatsApp community because we'll be updating with the latest videos, as the videos are going to be updated on the weekly basis. So as soon as the videos are updated, we'll be dropping the notification, we'll dropping the message. Communication will be done on the WhatsApp community as well, and only on the WhatsApp community. So yes, don't forget, do join our WhatsApp community. Till then, see you in the next lecture. In the next lecture, I'll be starting with the new chapter. The new chapter is going to be your time series. Again, a very simple chapter, easy chapter. But yes, it is also an important chapter because it also comes in the paper for almost 4 to 6 marks. So yes, you have to not miss that chapter as well. So yeah, let's see you in the next lecture. Till then, keep studying. Bye bye. Take care.